Cleaning up your system for viruses and spyware, it's not too hard. It depends on the tools you use and how you reference things. So we're going to go ahead and clean up. Well, my system's pretty clean, but I'm going to show you guys how to quickly disable all the junk and scan for crap. So here we go. So the very first thing when I sit down to an infected computer is I open up system configuration. And that's this program right here. You do start, run, and msconfig. If, for example, your system does not know where msconfig is located, it's basically C Windows pchealth help binaries. And there it is. Alright, if you have to manually create a shortcut, because a lot of Windows installs don't have it by default. You go to the Services tab, and you want to hide all Microsoft services. If you don't hide all the Microsoft services, you will disable all of your internet access and pretty much everything. So once you hide all the Microsoft services, disable all. Go to Startup, disable all. There's no Microsoft services in here. So your Startup tab, you disable all. Your Services tab, you hide all Microsoft services, and then you disable all. You click OK, you reboot your computer, and then OK. Now, you're going to want to run a scan for spyware. So before, you don't want to use Internet Explorer except for when you're using free online antivirus software. So what you want to do, before you start Internet Explorer, is you go to Start, Settings, Control Panel. It'll look different if you have a big goofy Start menu. Damn noobs. Then you go to Internet Options. And you want to make sure that you understand what this address is. If you don't, set it to use blank. Hit OK, and then open up Internet Explorer. Now, what you want to do is you want to do a search for online antivirus. Except for don't go to the sponsored links. Trend Micro House Call. Use that one. Panda Security. That's another good one. Bitdefender, Caspi, there's some other ones down here. Those are all free. Now, there's some things to understand there, is that a lot of those will remove the viruses for you, but they'll keep spyware listed. And you need to make sure you save the reports if there's a report. I don't think Trend does a report. Panda does do a report, but for example, there's like a ton of spaces. So once you open the report in Notepad, you do a Control H, and you find and replace all those spaces, and you can make it a little bit more readable. And then you can manually look up the files. Ignore anything that's cookies. In fact, if anything that's listed as a cookie, just delete from the file, and then concentrate on everything else that's not a cookie, because cookies aren't spyware. Anyway, now how do you remove this stuff? How do you root it out? Anything that's running? Okay, so when you do a Control Delete, you're going to end up with the Windows Task Manager. Okay, and it does show you all your different processes. Now, dumb viruses will just have like a process and that's it, and then you can kill the process. If they're somewhat intelligent, then they'll be running two processes. So if you kill one, the other one's just going to open it back up, and vice versa. But better written viruses are hidden as threads inside the processes. So what you'd actually want to use in that case is Process Explorer. And of course, I'll be showing all the links on the About video, like over there later on. So here's Explorer.exe. So I'm going to double click inside of Process Explorer, and it's going to show me all the different threads. If you don't know what these are all the file names that are in use. Okay, you want to do a Google search in Firefox or Opera, maybe even Safari if you aren't demanding of what you use for a browser by default, and find out what all these are. My system's clean, so all these are part of Windows. So when you search online and you find something that says, oh, this is a virus, make sure you double check with other sites. Now what you can do is you can kill an individual process. Now, for example, this file, shlwapi.dll, is part of Windows. And you can tell, there's another program I have, it's called Unlocker. So I'm going to right-click on this, and I'm going to click on Unlocker. It's going to show me all the programs. Let me go back there. It's going to show me all the programs that are using this file. Now, if you've got a virus that's being used, it'll probably say explore.exe, maybe run dll.32, and svg host. What you'd want to do is go back to Process Explorer and find that file that you've confirmed to be the virus, and not that this is a virus, but then you can kill that individual thread out of the process, which you can't do in Windows Task Manager. You'd repeat for all the processes that thread is running in. That's the basic. So if you're half competent and you understand how to use the online antiviruses, you should be able to root out the stuff. If you're on your 5th, 6th scanner and you're still finding viruses, then it's time to format your drive. So save all your files and whatnot. There's one more thing. Not all the time, besides the 2 start menus and 3 registry places, viruses can also run, start it with Windows through the Windows file WinINI. So if you use Hijack, this is another great tool. You do a system scan, it'll show you all the junk that's associated with Internet Explorer and Windows, because Internet Explorer is built into Windows, which is why you don't want to be using it. Even though they have been clamping down on the security, it's still very vulnerable. So, again, look everything up on Google. If you don't know what a file is, look the file name up. Type in the exact file name. Explorer.exe. Type it in Google if you don't know what it is. I mean, it's obvious what that is to anyone who knows half anything about what they're doing in here. So it takes a while to clean out a system that's infected with a virus. A minor infection would be like you might have up to 10 viruses, fine, whatever. But if you've got if you're doing multiple scanners and you're running full scans and you're still finding viruses and you're on your 5th or 6th scanner, it's time to format. So save up all your stuff and do a clean install and stop using Internet Explorer and disable Java in whatever browsers you do use, and you'll remain safe. If you need to use Java, enable it for the specific site that you're at and promptly disable it when you're finished. And that'll keep you out of trouble for the most part. Other than that, it's the only way you're going to get crap on your computer is basically when you download stuff and you don't read the terms of service and you don't research a program before you use it. So, hope this helps people out, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Ask me questions below if you need any help.